Please welcome back to the show, Juliette Lewis. Hello, miss.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Welcome back.
Can I just say, it's one of my favorite things why I love coming to your show, because it's so good quality. Like, I want to take that bio with me when I need to, you know, maybe present myself. That was pretty nice.
It's like, hi, I'm Juliette. Before we meet, watch this.
Well, not on a date, of course, but in my professional world, this is a good presentation.
But why not on a date? That might be all right, too.
Then I might, like, play it down. I don't know.
Well, the last time you were here, you had the music thing, and you just wrapped up the tour. You played a bunch of dates in Canada as well.
Yeah.
And now it's back to movies. And I'd heard you say that you wanted to get off the hamster wheel a few years ago for acting.
Yeah.
Are you back on it now?
It's so funny, there's different hamster wheels in one's life, because the touring cycle in and of itself can be very grinding. So I guess now I'm finding the balance of being able to do both, and it's just invigorating. Like, I love making movies in a whole new way, and of course I love songwriting, but the films that are coming out are really exciting for me.
Conviction is an interesting choice. When I was watching the film, you don't have a lot of lines in it. It's not a big part in terms of space, but you own the space when you're in it. I mean, why did you get into this one?
This, you know, in my heart of hearts, I'm a character actress who, I didn't start making movies to play myself on screen, you know, or to be pretty or to be liked. You know what I mean? I sort of want to create visceral experiences for my audiences, and you just look for really strong stories and good directors, and this has that. Tony Goldwyn is the director. It stars Hilary Swank, Sam Rockwell, Minnie Driver, and it was sort of a delicious character part for me. I just got, you know, Tony asked me to do the part, and I thought, oh, is there something I can do with this? And it's 2 scenes in 18 years apart. And it was also fun for me. It's the first time I aged. I've never looked so awful in a movie, which for me was really fun. I don't know. I was like,
that's hard to do, right? A lot of actors and actresses won't allow themselves to look bad in a picture because it's not just about the story to them, it's about a career.
Yeah, I don't know. There's different artists, you know, and different levels of insecurity. You know, I have insecurities, but that's not my area. You know, for me, it's actually more pressure if I had to be all dolled up or be this other thing where you have to focus on your looks. This, when you're playing, you know, we have lines and bad teeth and what do they call it, liver spots and all this stuff. You have to focus on that in a way. You want it to look real. So my whole thing is I always want it to be real and not get swallowed in appearance, because really it's about the heart and soul of this person. And she's disturbing. She told a lie. She's lived a guilty life and a very chemical, destructive life. So.
Did you lose the passion for acting for a while when you checked into music more full time?
Not the art itself, because the art I love creating characters, and I love the medium of film. The politics and what I call career maintenance, that stuff I'm not cut out for, because career maintenance involves, you know, I don't know, the right dress, having good party banter, and no, I don't know what it is. No, and being in movies that make money and all these things that make you lose what your priorities are, and I never really got too invested in that. So, but my priorities, I just really love the art of creating characters. So the passion, yeah, in a way. I got a little bit disheartened, I think the word would be.
Well, when you I mean, early in your career, you enjoyed such success in films that were mainstream and films that were cultural as well. But at a certain point, did you feel the pressure for career maintenance? Were there people around you that didn't really understand that that's not who you wanted to be? Because you became a leading lady in a really awkward way. Yeah, I mean, it's a Cape Fear leading lady, and then like California, and then obviously the Mallory Knox character.
Yeah, I guess the pressure you feel is, I was really young, so you're feeling just pressure. I was really introverted, so even becoming famous was really discombobulating for me.
And so do you ever reminisce about the days when you weren't so recognizable?
Sometimes I do, and but that's youth too. I also reminisce about the times when I went to summer camp. You know what I mean? I'll never go to summer camp again. I actually had a dream. I had a dream where I was trying to convince the camp counselors. I was like, no, I can still go to camp. And they're like, no, you're too old. Don't you know that? And I'm like, wait, I can't be a camper at summer camp? And I woke up going, I can't go to summer camp. My youth is done.
But how did you feel about that? Did you feel like you're getting older?
No, I don't know. I think it's nice. I'm really, we hear this sentiment. I don't know who wrote it, but it's not the destination, it's the journey. Yeah. It's fun to be not so self-obsessed. You know, when you're younger, it's sort of you, and all your problems. And then you get a little older and you're like, holy moly, oh my God, the world is suffering. And you sort of want to have empathy and give goodness to others and check in with people and see how they're doing, and then create your art. So I think I'm at a good place as an artist, but I still as an artist, I like to live it and really do things that are strong.
You just toured Canada. What's your favorite thing about Canada?
The Canadians.
Oh. You're gonna let that work?
No.
It's that easy?
Let me tell you a little something about Canadian audiences at rock shows. They're phenomenal. They're giving. They're wild. They're everything you want them to be. And Toronto, my bass player said it was in our top 5, and we'd been touring for a year. I've been everywhere you could possibly imagine in the world. The Toronto show was mind-blowing. Now, I don't want to give you all, Toronto, yes, because that's a big city, because we also played Waterloo and Calgary.
You played the Hammer, too, didn't you, Hamilton?
Yeah.
What was that like?
This street was a little rough that I walked down I took a walk. No. Is that saying? I don't know. I don't know what.
We all agree with you.
Okay.
So that's it.
You get out of the van. This was a van tour, mind you, people. I normally am on a bus, but you can't say you're anything real, and so you really do a van tour. So you get out of the van, you go to your hotel, you check out the street you're on, and you can get a vibe. This is a rough part of town, and then and then we went to the venue, and it was a great show. Although this was the show, it was really small, literally a person was right there and I'm singing. There was a couple filmer people, and I'm fine, I'm yours, I'm your entertainer, but this was the one where I took someone's camera and I was like,
good.
That's good.
Perhaps one of the weirdest moments for me is at home by myself playing Grand Theft Auto 4, and then it's your voice. And I was like, what the? Then I had my moment. Juliette's in my house. Have you ever stolen a car?
Why do you know that? Wait.
I'm asking.
Is that on the internet?
No, it's a big part of, but all of a sudden it's going to be based on your reaction.
Yeah.
Well, Grand Theft Auto 4, if you ever want to go stealing cars, you go into that game.
Yeah, into the game, people. Not stealing cars. I'll tell you a little story. I'm not going to tell you the story, but the point is, I've lived many lives in this life, and but there was a time, I hung around with hoodlums for a brief stint in my teenage years. But I have to say, this car that I got in and wasn't mine, the keys were in the ignition.
So they were asking for it.
I took it as a sign from God. He wants me to have the car.
Wait, does that mean you believe in God?
Of course.
Okay, so.
Well, I kind of believe in gods. I like Greek mythology. No, but I believe in a faith, in an essence, in a universal benevolent force.
Is it part of the Scientology or separate from that?
It's Scientology. You can believe you're a God of your own choosing. That's why you could be Jewish or Muslim or Buddhist and be a Scientologist. It's what people don't understand about the religion. It's more of a how-to, sort of like a spiritual guide, just to function in this this life. It's very common sense oriented.
And it allows you to let God tell
Wow,
you
we
to
just
steal
got
a car.
a real deep
But I like that.
convo.
No, I like that because here's the thing about the Scientology thing. People talk a lot about it, but no one actually knows very much about it. And I
No.
wondered, my mother's a fundamentalist Christian, and when I hear people talk about religion and people on TV, and then I see it in my mother's life, I can't reconcile the two.
Right.
They're different. And then I look at Scientology because there's a lot of celebrities. I wondered, to somebody who is a part of that organization, and they see it on TV, do they recognize it?
Oh yeah, no, I've never seen any truthful thing ever in print or on CNN. I couldn't believe when I saw Anderson Cooper. You're like, wow, CNN, this should be an intelligent interview. When you're doing an interview about a subject, and L. Ron Hubbard, who wrote 50 some odd books and then some, and the journalist has not even opened a book that writer wrote to have his interview. He's just gone online and looked at all the folklore and all the silly stories. That's surprising. It is sort of a state of our journalism. But yeah, I think there's some intelligent people that find it interesting.
So my follow-up question is, what kind of car did you have that had the keys in it?
Oh, this is even more crazy. Listen, you can't believe it. It was a pink Camaro. What? What? But this was 1986. A pink Camaro. The keys are in the ignition. I was walking down the street. I was mad at a boyfriend. And I don't know what told me to look in the car. I was just like, I needed something to drive in. This just gets worse. Don't frickin' steal. These are...
Her film is called, ironically enough, Conviction. Juliette Lewis, everybody. Strombo.com's website. Thanks for watching. Next time.